Hey everybody! Welcome to Jerk's Corner. Sorry we're late today. We had some technical difficulties. Actually, the only technical difficulty was we couldn't find the cowbell.
No, you can't start a freaking show without a cowbell. So.
I can't start the show without the cowbell, but I did find it. Here it is right here. And of course, thanks to DNA Cycling for the cowbell this time. Usually it's a Strider one. And, of course, there's the Crusher symbol on the back. Do you have one of these, Ryan?
No, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kirk, I've been asking you and begging you for months to get me a stinking envy hat, and now it's going to be a cowbell too, okay? And yeah, that hat right there. And so now I'm going to add to the list the cowbell, and man, what are you doing to me, man? I mean, that's torture.
That's a lot of stuff I got to get for you.
Like,
okay.
there is a special occasion coming up in 2 days. You could probably use it as an excuse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody's having a birthday.
Yeah. I'm not gonna mention that, so or how old. So.
What are you, like 50 now?
Here's the deal, man. I'm just depressed now. Thanks.
You're in your 50th year.
I am actually I'm depressed. This is depressing birthday for me because I'll be closer to 50 than I am 40, and that sucks. I want to cuss right now, but I won't.
Yeah, so 46 this year, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hey, but you know what? I go riding with Ryan all the time, and you know he's still got some gas in the tank.
A little bit. A little
bit of gas.
Yeah. So
we have a great show planned for you today. We're just waiting for our guest, though, so I hope he comes quickly because he's been detained and he's on his way. And he promised me he would be here shortly. So we're just waiting for him. But while we're doing that, we thought, well, hey, we'll have Top Jimmy on. And Top Jimmy sent me a text message and said, hey, I got something going on, the meeting this morning. So no Top Jimmy. So we're just gonna have to hang out and have some fun.
What did you see in Utah? It was so we get 2 holidays here in July in Utah. So we get the 4th and then we get the 24th, which is Pioneer Day here in Utah.
Right.
And so Kirk and I our families hung out on the 4th, and we also hung out on the 24th. What did we do on the 24th, Kirk?
Let's see. What did we do? Oh, we went to the water park.
Yeah.
We went to Cowabunga Bay Water Park. Let me tell you what, that place is that's a great place to be when it's a hot day.
Oh yeah, we had a great time with the kids. The kids had a good time. Yeah, it's fun stuff, and had a little barbecue afterwards and lit off some fireworks, and it was see, that's the thing about why do we light off fireworks on the 24th? Is it just because it's in July?
Nothing says celebrate like fireworks.
Okay. But pretty much the whole month of July, people are lighting off fireworks here. Like you see.
Yeah, you know what? Last night I couldn't even go to sleep. There were people lighting fireworks off in my neighborhood. I'm like, really? It's like 3 days after the holiday. Just
well, you know what it is? It's the fireworks stands blowing everything out, and so all these people have these cheap fireworks that they've got that they purchased from the fireworks stands.
Yeah.
See, now
we didn't have cheap fireworks this year. We got good fireworks.
Oh man, who needs a fireworks show, dude? That was awesome, man.
We even had the cops show up.
Did?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No, where were they?
Oh, the plain white rapper rolls around the corner in that Suburban.
Oh.
That was the popo, man. They were after us.
Dude, what does 5-0 need to be like? I mean, is there a firework ban in your neighborhood? What's up, man?
No, it's not that. It's that some of those fireworks that we had were possibly questionable.
You know what, though? Those fireworks weren't any worse or better or whatever than that thing that I bought here that went off.
No, I agree.
So,
but I guess it's the amount of powder that they put in, the charge that's in it. Because you notice how much louder those were.
Oh, they were loud. Yeah, they were loud.
And I guess that has something to do with it. I don't know.
See, here, up until about 3 or 4 years ago, the only thing that we could do here in Utah are sparklers.
That's right.
And so, we're like making up for lost time there. See,
I think that's what it is. I think people are just, hey, you know what? All these years I haven't had fireworks, so let's go buy a bunch of expensive fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, they say the average person in Utah spends $200 on fireworks for the 24th of July.
Just for the 24th?
That's the average.
Wow.
So you know that one guy that buys poppers for his kids for 50 cents. You know that one guy. There's guys out there spending thousands.
Well, you go into Costco and they've got those packages that are like 8 feet tall. They're like $200. Yeah, that's not me. I'll buy a few, but I admit I probably spent about $80 total between the.
Hey, he's here! He's here! Todd is here! Everybody, give a round of applause! Todd is here! We're so excited! Here he is, Todd. That's all right. That's all right. Hey, good to see you, my friend. I'm so glad you came.
Oh yeah.
Oh, to be here. I was worried about that. I was worried about you not coming, but hey, we got it. And here you are. You're live. You're right on right now.
Wow. I don't look as good as you, but it's good to be here.
I'm glad you showed up, Todd, because we're boring the audience to tears talking about.
Yeah, they're all bored. We're just boring them to tears. Well, let's get right into this. Let's just talk right to Todd here, because Todd, the reason he came on the show today is because he came up with a great product, and I wanted to share that with everybody. And I think I like the story that he has too. So maybe he could tell us a little bit about where did you come up with this whole idea, and why did you decide to come up with Clean Hands?
Well, as you know, you ride your bike and you're on these long rides and you're training with a bunch of friends and you get a flat tire. And the front tire's not so bad, but for some reason all of our back tires were getting flat, and pretty soon we just got greasy, grimy hands, and we got it on our new jerseys we just ordered.
And new jerseys aren't cheap either, by the way. When's the last time you bought a new jersey, Ryan?
Oh, you know what? I've got a New Jersey addiction and biking shorts addiction, so it's probably just yesterday. So
that's true for Ryan. So, but they're like $100. I mean, $70 for a decent jersey, right?
Oh, they're so expensive, and to get anything on them just ticks you off, man. So yeah.
Well, and looking good on a bike is part of it. So anyway, so you came up with Clean Hands because of that.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. We got to solve a problem, and I started tucking these little, latex and nitrile gloves in my pocket, and soon I thought it'd be kind of neat to have it to be the size of the CO2 container or even smaller, and put it in your bike bag or the back of your jersey pocket or anywhere, just
in your ear.
Yeah.
So there's a call. There's a call, right? Did I hear a call?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I heard a call. Will you hand me that phone right there?
Were you just yawning?
The back.
Me? No. That was Rhonda yawning.
You put your hand over your mouth.
Time for you?
No.
Hey, thanks for calling Jerk's Corner. This is Kirk. How can I help you?
Hey, Rhonda Green says she can't see Todd.
Rhonda Green says she can't see Todd?
Oh.
I can't see him.
Why?
I don't know.
I can see Todd.
Can you see him? Yes,
Yeah.
I can see him. Okay. As long as you guys can see him. Let me know if you can see him in the audience.
Everybody get Rhonda some glasses.
Yes.
Somebody.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is Clean Hands. Now I'm going to open one of these. Can I open one
Sure,
of these?
you
Okay,
bet.
so I'm going to open this little container, and inside this little container, this is like one of those magic tricks, where stuff just keeps coming out of the. And there's a pair of gloves in there, like a whole pair, like not just a half a pair or one, but both. There's 2 gloves in there. And what kind of gloves are these? What are they made of?
These are disposable nitrile gloves. They're 4 millimeters thick, so they're puncture resistant. They'll handle a pretty tough tire change, or if your chain comes off, and they're not going to tear and rip, and they're going to keep your hands clean when you got to get dirty.
Paging Dr. Sherrod. Paging Dr. Sherrod.
Move river. So Todd, is nitrile different than latex?
It is. Nitrile is a synthetic PVC material. It's non-allergenic, and so anybody that has some skin sensitivities, it's not going to have problems with that.
Yeah, they're not having any issues right now.
There are lots of people that have latex issues, right? And so they're not going to have issues with these gloves.
Correct. Yeah, they won't have any issues. And nitrile is a lot stronger than your latex as well. So they're stronger, they're allergenic, safe, they're latex-free, and we have them in 7 different colors.
7 colors, so that if you need to get dirty, you can do that in 7 colors. That's important.
The discerning road or mountain biker that wants to match the colors to his kit, right?
Yeah, these ones are pink.
Yeah.
And there's green and black. Is it black?
Black,
and
orange.
Blue and orange and purple. There's all kinds of choices.
Now,
So
Kurt,
put a
can you
match up.
stuff those back in that canister for us?
I'm not going to try it. That's like putting toothpaste back in the tube. I'm not going to try to. I did try and do that the other day. I did pull some out, and I did get them back in there after about a half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know how do you get these? Is that the secret? How you get these in here?
We have a little vacuum system that we've invented to stuff them in there, and they're in there nice and tight and airtight.
You just put them in your mouth, and then you blow them back into the thing. You just with the no, that's not it. How you do it? Anybody need? Does anybody need an exam? Guess you need to, do a quick prostate exam anywhere you're at,
Then you can do that. Right? So
What's that?
you can do that cleanly and without a big mess.
Hey, but I got to tell you, I was somewhere yesterday, and I had some of these in my car, and there was a gentleman who had a little boy that had a poopy diaper, and so I just handed him these and said, "Here, have this." And he goes, "What's this?" I said, "Well, this is some gloves, some rubber gloves." He goes, "Are you kidding me? Rubber gloves?" I said, "Yeah, because hand sanitizer can only do so much. If you get fecal matter on your hands, you can't. That's not going away with hand sanitizer. You're still gonna have chunks." So I said, "Look, just take this and put this on, and then you're good to go." And you know what? He did. He used these, and he was so excited about that. He came out of the bathroom. He still had the little container, and he's like, "This is really cool." And of course, the gloves, he threw them away.
Yeah. But, the concept is so simple, but I haven't seen anything like that before now.
No. And you know what? I got a pair in both of my bike bags now because I'm using that. If I ever have to I don't want my hands all dirty. That's the worst. You get them all dirty. You get them all greasy. And then you get dirt on them, and then you get it all over your handlebars, and then it's just a mess. Well, nobody wants to be messy anymore.
You just don't.
That's Rhonda again. She needs her glasses on. Thank you for calling Jerk's Corner, where we have rubber gloves on all the time now.
Carmen wants to know, do you sell the gloves to the agents on NCIS or any of the other series?
NCIS.
Yeah.
These are CIS approved clean hands gloves. You can just put them in a little container. CIS. Pretty soon you're going to watch the show and you can see them open these little containers and then get their gloves out. Good question. So tell me more about these gloves. This is a cool thing. There's so many applications. It could go wherever, right? There's just so many choices.
There is. Let your mind wander. Think of all the ideas. No,
don't let my mind wander. That's not a good.
I agree with that. So.
Yeah, let's just vote on that. Okay, don't let my mind wander. Okay, any of you let your mind wander out there, but don't let my mind wander. Okay, so yeah, there's so many choices of what you can do with that.
There is. You talked about a great one. Changing your grandchild or your child's diaper. Having them in your truck if your wife has her nails done, she wants to go and fill up your nice big lifted truck with gas, and she doesn't want the fumes and the smell, or she needs to check the oil or check the tire pressure.
Yep.
Everybody wants clean hands. You just don't want to get your seats dirty, your clothes dirty. And our famous one is one of the guys that was changing his tire. He always loves to rub his nose.
Oh yeah.
And so he changed his back tire and had his chain come off, and he had the black mustache.
Black mustache. That'd be a good logo for this, a black mustache on there. My aunt, she drives around in a really fancy car. She's a real estate agent, and every time she goes to get gas, she puts rubber gloves on. And I haven't told her about this yet, but she gets rubber gloves out and puts them on every time because she's going to go show a house to somebody. She doesn't want to show up there with gas hands, and it's happened to her before, so now she carries these gloves around in her car.
Good idea.
And so lots of applications for that. Now, we talked a little bit about how you decided to come up with clean hands, but what what was the deciding factor? You said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to go ahead and put gloves in a container. And how did it kind of evolve into this?
Well, you know, once you've got this idea and it works for you, you don't see it anywhere else out in the marketplace. In every bike shop that I go into and get my bike teched or ready for a triathlon race, and I just kept thinking, I'm not seeing these here. Is this like the pet rock idea?
Right.
Can this be something that will benefit? And then I read that if you come up with an idea and it really can benefit mankind, you know, kind of an altruistic thing, but help others, it was a great idea. And like you said, it just took a lot of time. The patent process was 6 months.
6 months. That's long,
And
arduous.
It is. And I did it myself. I didn't hire an attorney. I wanted to go through the process. But my 2 sons and I, we just thought, we have an idea. Usually you don't take it to market. You don't get that far along. Something comes up or whatever changes, and we just took it through that whole process, and it was a fun journey to take it from the idea to when we came in your store and I threw one to you while you were working on that bike. You said, yeah, I can see this.
This is good stuff. So I just did a little research just to see what kind of numbers there were out there as far as what happens to take it from concept to actual patent and then product. Does anybody have any idea? Maybe we should give something away. If you have an idea of what that number is, I'll give you a Jerks Bike Shop T-shirt if you get it right. So anyway, what?
Talking about a dollar amount?
No, I'm talking about the percentage of products that go from concept to actual products.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, I bet you.
And you know, through the patent process, there's an actual percentage of businesses that will actually make it that far, and I'll tell you, it's not very big. So.
Well, so the procedure to get the gloves, the vacuum to get the gloves in the canister, you have patent, right? Is that what it is?
It's the packaging and the glove, actually, in a small container, the way we package it, and for sale at retail in a 1 ounce or a ½ ounce container, a nitrile disposable glove. That was our patent.
Oh, that patent. Yeah, that's to me. I haven't ever acquired a patent myself, but I know people that have, and it is a process to do that. And so you got to really believe in this product to get it to that point. And I think, Kirk, that's probably what you're talking about, is that, you know, people come up with an idea and they just won't follow through with it just because it's a tedious process to get it to that point. So
that's right. Yeah, that's the process to get it to that point where you actually end up with something that's a sellable product is not very big percentage. So now, was that an expensive thing? Was this something that cost you your life savings to get this going, or something along those lines, or was it that expensive, or?
It wasn't that expensive. It was more time consuming, and just having the ability and the time and just that drive to not take no for an answer or hit a roadblock and say, okay, what can we do now to get this through, and jumping through all the hoops. So it wasn't a lot of money to do. It was more time. You know, it's a substantial amount of money.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to sell the farm to do it.
Okay.
Didn't have to sell my Cervelo to do it.
Well, oh well.
I could never do that anyway.
That never happens. We never do that. We don't talk about that kind of stuff on this show.
That's dirty words, man.
That's dirty words. We don't talk about selling our bicycles for money. Okay, so if you were to put a dollar amount on something like that, is that okay? Can you tell us what kind of numbers that would cost you to do something like this?
Yeah, I think all in, to get it out to market, to launch it and bring it out to the public, was about $15,000.
Okay, not too bad. It's a lot of money though. I mean, 15,000.
Yeah, it's all relative of how much you have, and you know that sometimes you have these ideas because they're spawned with the need to have a future business or to have some return. So with the purchase and the trial period and the patenting, about 15,000.
Okay. Now you said you read. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I love that. Just back up for it. So here is America, and this is like the epitome of being an American, man. You've got this opportunity to do this, and you say $15,000, and it is a lot of money. But if you look at a guy, a guy that might have a $15 an hour job, some of them are driving $25,000 cars and making payments on those things. And so the opportunity, this is what I love, the opportunity is there for everybody to do. And people that take advantage of it and just go out there and do it, my hat's off. So my hat's off to you, Todd. That's great. So.
Yeah.
Thanks.
My hat's off too, but I'm going to leave it on, and there's a reason for that, and I'll talk about that later. So I have another question. So you said you ran into some roadblocks, like some things that got in the way. Do you mind sharing a couple of those with us? I mean, what did you run into? What kind of things got in the way?
Well, really, when you have the idea and you say, okay, can this make it? Would people buy it? Or before even that, I just gave in to my friends and said, hey, what do you think about this? Isn't this a good idea? It may work, it may not. But for us, we saw that it could be a great idea that we should share with everybody else. The roadblocks started coming up when you got into that paperwork patent process. And to get a utility patent is not real easy, and it was new areas for me to navigate. I had never done it before. And then you run into roadblocks of your suppliers, getting the color gloves you want. That took a couple months of research and trying and testing different gloves. I had my first gloves that would tear real easy if they caught on the corner of the bike or on a wheel hub or a spoke. It kind of tore a little bit, and I didn't want it to be a cheap product. So I had to find a little bit thicker gloves. So getting that whole thing together to where you're proud of it, you're saying, hey, I'm going to put my name on this. I want everybody to enjoy it and people to really say, hey, that's a great idea. Thanks for making that. It took a lot of time. And
you just see Todd walking around the neighborhood with his gloves on. You know, oh, there goes that Todd guy again with those gloves on. I don't know what that guy's up to, but something can't be right. He's breaking into houses or I don't know what he's doing, but he's walking around everywhere with gloves on. Oh, that's good stuff. So would you say that if you were to do that process again, would it be less money for you? Would it be fast? The process be a little faster?
oh, yeah.
Would it be a little easier the next time?
Yeah, this next time would be so much easier. The relationships have developed. I know a couple of the patent people, the people that help you on the phone back in Washington, D.C., just real helpful, know them on a first-name basis. We've talked so many times over the phone and emailed. And,
Todd knows people in Washington, D.C. over the phone, just so you know, in case anybody's looking for that or needs that.
You said that they were helpful, so they must not be politicians.
That's right. Yeah, they work in the patent office. They're not politicians. That's good stuff. Either that or they're failed politicians. One of the two. I don't know. There's no failed politicians out there, though, are there? Okay. Well, that is good. That is good to know that. So you think it might be cheaper, and you could get through the process a little faster next time.
I would think so.
Have you got anything kind of stewing? Any new stuff coming up? Things you got going on?
Not really. We're just kind of running with this, and we want to get this one launched out to as many people and as many cyclists and others that can keep their hands clean and see where this one goes first.
Yeah. I got a couple of products, right, Rhonda?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I came up with one called Fortune Wipes a while ago. Maybe we could take Fortune Wipes to the future. Maybe we could actually make a product out of Fortune Wipes. What do you think, Ron?
Yeah. Well, they were really popular that night. So,
They were. Everybody thought that was a great idea.
and they're still talking about them.
And they're still
We had a
talking.
conversation about Fortune Wipes with Carrie DeAugustine Friday.
So, Fortune Wipes, the concept is that while you're sitting there, you can pull off some toilet paper and it will have a fortune on there. So every four pieces or every 4 sections, there's a new fortune on there. So you can read your fortune before you wipe your butt with it.
That is genius.
I don't know if it's genius, but it's...
Well, I mean, do you take a magazine in with you?
Right, yeah.
See?
But I don't wipe my butt with a magazine, so that's the difference.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You've been in the
What's that, Ryan?
been in a third world country before, so there is always that possibility.
That is where I could have used these clean hands. Let me tell you what. That is, oh man, when I went to the Philippines, I had a, well, I'm not going to tell the bathroom story about that, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was an interesting story.
You do have standards on this show. So
What's that?
You have standards on this show, after all.
Oh, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Do we? We didn't know.
Oh, the standards, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody read those off.
Standards.
Like, please don't go there, because, you know, we are a wholesome family.
Mhm.
show. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go
Silent.
flush yourself.
So everybody's silent after that, like,
What do we say now?
We just lost half of our viewers.
That took out the whole rest of the dialogue.
dude, I thought this thing was something different, so.
Oh, man. Oh, we got somebody calling in here. Thank you for calling Jerk's Corner, where our hands are clean no matter what we're doing.
Carmen would like to know if you're interested in getting clean hands into Europe. Because
Well,
that's where she is, and she's awesome.
everybody over there already has clean hands, Carmen.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yes, they're already clean. They already have clean hands over there.
Can you ask Carmen, by the way? I like to see actually what she looks like rather than a cat face someday.
Someday.
Oh,
We're working on that.
Carmen. That's actually her.
Oh, okay.
That's an actual photo.
Oh, it's an actual photo of her.
Carmen,
Oh.
I'm gonna let Todd answer that. Hang on just a second.
Great idea. You bet. Let's go to Europe. Let's go to the Tour de France, and let's keep people's hands clean all over the world.
Can you just imagine everybody running around with rubber gloves on going, hey, got my clean hands on?
Yeah, Nibley will be so grateful when next time he's changing his own tire to do that, so to have those on there. Oh, wait a minute. So that's his guy. So the guys need the product, not him. So, right?
You know, if anybody's ever watched the tour, you know that they have to take a nature break now and then, of course. And so could you just see everybody putting on their rubber gloves, you know? Hang on, I got to take my nature break. Hold on a moment. Just pardon me while I turn the cameras off while I go pee-pee.
They need fortune wipes and clean hands.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to, you know what? We're going to clean up the world.
3 or 4 from now, there's going to be a tour team. It's going to be a Clean Hands tour team with the kids.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine Clean Hands Tour?
Yeah.
And the logo's great. It's got a green hand on it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to get it as close as I can. Green hand on there with a sprocket right in the middle. Great logo, too, by the way. How about the process of coming up with the logo and everything? Was that fairly good, or how did that go?
My youngest son said, let me take this, Dad. Let me run with this. I'm a graphic artist. And he is. He came up with that idea just in a matter of an hour.
It's a, you know what? It's great. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Every time I see a green hand with a sprocket, we already know exactly what it's going to be.
You don't even have to have, eventually you're not going to even have to have your name on there. You just have the hand with the sprocket. People are going to know what it is, right? So.
Yeah, that's right. Eventually, that's the way it goes. I'm excited about that. Okay, let's see. Somebody's calling us. Thank you for calling. This is Jerk's Corner. What can I do for you today?
We have 2 calls. One is from Jessica Maynard. She said she had to mute us because she had a customer in the store, and she comes back to Poo Talk.
Well, you just tell that customer that they need to come and watch our show. They would feel more comfortable about Poo Talk.
They would.
If that's
They would. But guess what?
Hang on, I got to hang it up first.
Okay, hang it up.
Next call. Thank you for calling. This is Jerk's Corner, where we're having Poo Talk.
We've got an old friend in the house. Chris Davies says, yes, come to #NotLondon. Hey, Chris Davies.
Chris Davies lives in London. Well, he lives in not London. He lives in England, but we tease him that he lives in London because everybody in the United States thinks that if you live in England, you live in London. But he doesn't live in London. And yes, Chris, let's get some clean hands over in England, over in your little tiny Devonshire place of the world.
We're going to be hanging with Chris Davies here pretty soon, aren't we?
Yes, we will. Chris will be here in September. It'll be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We will be going to Moab with Chris Davies, and we'll be having a show about that. That will be awesome. I can't wait to do that. We're doing a big photo shoot down there with Jerk's Bike Shop and some other vendors. Of course, Cali Protectives will be there. This is my hat. How do you do that? Like that? Cali Protectives. Thanks for Cali Protectives for being our sponsor on the show today, too. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for those guys. There we go. I have to wait for sometimes the delay. It's one of those delayed audio.
Yeah.
You have to wake him up first. Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. Or something like that. Okay, so
Todd, where can you buy these at right now?
Exactly.
Go online.
Jerk's Bike Shop. Where else?
Well, of course, in Jerk's Bike Shop. But for those that may be living further away.
Oh.
Right now, we just launched it 2 weeks ago, and Kirk was our first bike shop. He had the first unit for sale in the United States, and we're hitting the bike shops all the way up from Logan down to Las Vegas right now, and they've been interested in carrying them. They like the concept, and some people love the multicolors. Other people love that they're puncture resistant, but everybody wants to keep their hands clean, so they know how dirty life can get.
This is it. You can get them right here. If you need some, wherever you are, I'll send you some.
Hey, guess what?
Is that your punchline right there, Todd? That's a great punchline. We know how dirty life can get.
We know how dirty life can get. I like it.
That's it right there, man.
You know how dirty this show can get.
We'll have to mute it. So.
Yeah. This is hey, you don't have to mute your life. Just put clean hands on.
Right.
Ooh, that's
you know what? This is a short show.
I'm gonna ring the doorbell.
Oh, we got somebody else ringing in here.
It's me.
Thank you for calling Jerk's Bike Shop. This is Kirk. How may I help you?
Hey, it's me this time. If anybody wants some clean hands today, I actually put a link in Jerk's Bike Shop store on the craft store, so you can grab some today. So
Oh, there you go. So if you can come today. And they're not expensive. You know, that's what I know everybody's going to ask how much these are. This is $1.99 for this one pair of gloves. And, you know, it's so small, it just goes anywhere. You can put it anywhere in your car, in your bike bag, in your diaper bag, in your first aid kit. You know, on and on and on. We can talk about where you can put these things.
The crappy set of latex cost you more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Crappy set of latex gloves will cost you more than that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want these. This is what you want. You want the good quality gloves in a small container, and they stay. It's clean in here. You know, that's the other part. They're in here, and they're not. You know, they're out not in the elements. They're not just laying around in your car, in your bike bag, or whatever, getting a rip in them. They're in this container, and when you take them out, they're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are you going to have a website set up where you can get them and
You know, that's a good point. We thought about that at the very beginning, but then we thought, let's just have all of our friends that carry these. We're going to put our telephone number on there because I want to hear what people's responses are. I want them to call me up on my cell phone and say, hey, how did you come up with this? And I love them, or I don't love them, or you could do this, or hey, I want this color. Can you get me this color? We want to do a lot of feedback and just see what everybody thinks, but we don't want to sell them online. We just want the bike shops to have them, and people can get them at the place they visit and have the relationships built up already.
Now, I respect that because right now there's some companies that are out there that I have their product in my store, and they just went online to Amazon. And now, because of that, I can't compete with the prices that they have on there. So I appreciate that. Yeah. That really helps us out because, you know, when we have a shop, we spend all this money to get these things in here and have these products, and then you find it online for cheaper, and you get people calling you up and saying, hey, how much is your stuff? Well, it's $79. Well, I just found it on Amazon for $3, you know, or whatever you find it on there for. And Amazon's great, but boy, it sure hurts the businesses, the local businesses, when you do that kind of stuff, especially with new products. That's a real killer. So I appreciate that. Todd, thank you for coming on the show. Oh, we got more calls here. I'm going to let Todd answer this one. Here you go, Todd. It's probably for him anyway.
Hello, Jerk's Bike Shop. This is Todd. How can I help you?
Jessica Maynard says, oh, is the little plastic container recyclable? I would repurpose, but what about recycling?
You can eat it. It's made out of sugar. No.
You can eat it, Jessica.
That's a great question. The good news is once you've used the gloves and they're all dirty and greasy and grimy or smelly, you just toss them away, and you can get a replacement pair back here at Jerk's Bike Shop or the bike shop that you visit, and then you can use that container for other things. my little grandson came over, and we pulled the gloves out, and he said, "Grandpa, can I put some M&Ms in the container?" So we had M&Ms given to our 3 grandkids, and yeah, you can use them for whatever you want to use after you've used the gloves, or just put another pair of gloves in.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a great
repurpose those containers. You could put salt pills in there. Because when you're riding, you need salt pills. You could put some Tylenol or some ibuprofen in there. I mean, I love containers anyway. I'm kind of a container guy, and so I just love it because there's something you could put something in. And the sad part is that I have a whole box full of containers that I don't have any stuff to put in. So if you guys have stuff that you need to put in something, I have containers for that. I don't know why. I just do. It's just the way it is. That is great. Thank you, Todd, so much for coming on. Ryan,
Absolutely.
always a pleasure. Ryan's muted, but he's there. I can see him. Rhonda, thank you. Hey,
Hey, I'm back here. I was just helping a customer, but dude, keep this thing rolling, man. You are. I love watching people just take that American dream and running with it, man. That's awesome. And it's fortuitous that you ran into Kirk, because what I love about Kirk is he's not afraid to be first in anything. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to be standing in line. He sees something he likes, he runs with it, and that's why he's successful. And I think that that's a good match, man. So
it's a good match. It is a good match. I appreciate that. Thanks, Ryan. We sometimes I think we're afraid. There's that fear of going to that place or doing that thing. Don't be afraid of doing that stuff. If there's something, you have an idea, or there's something out there that you really, really want, or there's something that you think, boy, if I just had enough idea, or if I had enough drive to do it, just do it. I use the phrase, fake it till you make it, man. I mean, if you don't know how to do it, just do it until you do know how to do it. Because
surround yourself with good people, because they can help you.
Absolutely. Because this is one of these type of things that if Todd didn't he didn't take his initiative and can continue on with it, somebody else would have come up with it, and it wouldn't be Todd. And so if you've got those ideas and you're thinking about doing something like that, or you have a goal or something in mind, just go do it. Because at the end of the day, you'll be happy for it. You'll be better for it, whether you are successful for it or not. Doesn't matter. Just fake it till you make it. Yep. Hey, thanks for coming on Jerk's Corner, everybody. Thank you to Cali Protectives for a hat and all the support that they give us. Rhonda, thank you so much for coming on the show and being our support. Anything else from you guys you want to put out before we go?
No, I'm good. Just keep it rolling, dude. I've got Kurt gave me a couple of clean hands myself, and I'm looking forward to. I hope my bike doesn't break down, but if it does, I'm clean hands, man. So
that's right. That's right. Todd, you got anything you want to give us before we go?
Thanks for having me on the show. It was great.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for coming. And as promised, always, this is something Todd didn't know about in the beginning, but as promised, we always have our guests sing us something before we go. And so Todd's got to, sing us a little song before we go. And I think Todd's one of these kind of guys that might have a good voice, and he might have some skills we don't know about. So Todd, take us out. You're going to take us out with just a whatever you got, man.
Oh,
what kind of song you got? You must have something in there.
Let's see. What was I coming up with? I had my oldest grandson, Court. We were singing the old Christmas song, "Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor." That's bad. Huh?
That is good. No, and you know what? Doesn't that just go into what he's done here? He's put one foot in front of the other and came up with clean hands. That's the American dream. Go out and get your American dream. Put one foot in front of the other and go for it. Don't be afraid of that, because that's fear isn't any good. That's not going to help you anywhere. Thank you for coming on the show. Come back and see us next week on Lightning Pond. This is one more edition of Jerk's Corner. You all take care. Bye-bye.